Hello and welcome. You will need the following upgrades, which will cost you, well, after rewards, it will cost you 1.8 million M dollars and 400 gold, like just shy of 1.8 million. You should have 2 million and 460 before you start, just to be safe. And you don't need the third body. You could add it if you want to. I didn't, because I'm just trying to do this as cheap as possible. Sorry I'm late. I'm still in the middle of moving and it's getting hectic. There's actually a lot going on right now. So I've had this video footage since the day I did it. I just have had no time. So we're going to do a shorter version of this. This was one of the races that it's been giving people trouble because you have to lead a draft or lead a slipstream for 30 seconds. And there's quite a difference in the speed of the cars. Like, if you get another McLaren, it is stinking fast. But then a lot of the other cars are stinking slow. So I'm waiting for the guy behind me to get hooked up there. He's close enough. He's got to be within roughly 20 meters to engage that. So sometimes you'll see the yellow because of the car in front of you. Now, you need to finish in 15th place. I'm not sure if you have to stay in 15th the whole time. I didn't test that. I just did that. And there's 2 full laps, so there's actually a lot of time to get all this done. See, now, if you're going too slow, there is no slipstreaming. So sometimes people get frustrated saying, well, hey, the guy's behind me, it's not working. Well, yeah, that's because you're going too slow. And you can't do much about that if he's going slow, you just got to hang out. But here you go, you can see I'm building it quite quickly. In fact, we're probably going to skip the last lap. Man, they hit the brakes early. Silly bots. There we go, 30 seconds. We're definitely skipping the last lap. So then you just got to maintain 15th. So to do that, he's really stacked up, so they actually might start wrecking back there. I'm just going to race pretty fast and just get this race done. So a little bit after Parabolica here, or shortly before the start-finish line, we'll just warp ahead a lap and end this race. Again, I'm going to be careful here. I'm going to get on this guy's bumper. When I get bored, I try to make these guys pass each other, but of course you don't want them to wreck and then have to redo the race. And we'll speed through this very fast, a little freeze frame. There you go. And this one could give people trouble. I'll give you a little tip here. It doesn't say anything about where you finish. So then watch what happens here. The race starts, the timer didn't start. So you could sit here and do donuts or do other things to get heat into your tires if you wanted to. I didn't want to. And it is a little picky about going off track. There's a little bit of grace period, but sliding around will be able to heat up quicker. So that helps a lot. Ooh, boy. Thank you. That was an Audi, I believe. Youch. Surprised it didn't blow up my back window. Oh well. So here I'm just doing some heavy drifting. And like I said, you could spin around and you don't have to finish in any particular place. I find these events very easy, so I do not do any bot slowing or bot management. I just go for it. And I just get it done. Question that always comes up, is this car worth it? Driving wise, yes. This is a really nice handling car. It's got nice downforce at speed. I do like this car. It's only in 1 series right now. Who knows what will happen in the future? But oops, that was almost off track, wasn't it? So I like it. I think it's a really nice handling car. I'm still trying to get some. Now I'm having a hard time getting this thing to drift because the grip is kicking in. So like I said, this is a really grippy car, and it definitely gets more grippy at speed, which makes it a lot of fun to drive. I don't need to be doing all this nonsense I'm doing right now. When your tires are at 90%, you can basically drive it like it's at 100. Like, pretty much. Not exactly, pretty much. So you can start pushing it pretty hard if you want to. And we'll just see what this is like. Again, my tires were not fully warmed up when I started, so I did not have the car's full ability. But you can already see the difference in my race lines versus when I had no tires. Found I did have to get on the brakes reasonably early, but nothing horrible, like nothing shocking where you go, oh my goodness, this has horrible brakes. It doesn't. It's balanced. I guess that's what I would say. It's a balanced car, which is what I like to have, is a balanced car. So I'm guessing, what, about 1:25 to do the next lap? Is that right? Probably about that. 8, 7, 6. Yeah, that was a pretty good guess. Little over 1:25. Okay, so I had 2:48, 1:25, that's 2:50. So this will be no problem at all because I'm going to be running my second lap a lot quicker because I have full tires. And there's more people to race. Of course, that could affect my lap time, but this corner, the one I'm going through right now, that is one of the hardest corners at this circuit for me. It's anytime you come against these really wide parabolic shaped corners, like you get them at Daytona as well. They're tricky to maximize. Woo! Almost nailed him. I just find those tricky to maximize. So, well, and then this super sharp hairpin is loads of fun. Not really. But it's what we got. That's not too bad. I don't think I'm passing anyone else. We'll just see. Unless that guy gets really held up by someone. I think this is the end of the race. Yep, won't be seeing anyone else. So we'll just do one more, maybe two more races after this. And yeah, because there's another one that kind of sounds confusing, but I think they made it a little bit easier than when they did something like this in the past. Zip, 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 zip. Little freeze frame. And there you go. Yeah, so all this stuff. So it doesn't say finish in exactly 18th or 15th or whatever. It just says finish in the top. So we've had races in the past where it was like, okay, finish exactly this position in this lap, exactly this position in that lap. And it doesn't say any of that this time. So basically, just go. Just zoom and get it done. And yeah, there you go. You just need to pay attention to the very last thing, I would say, and race this thing hard. Okay, this is an out lap. So he'll be to my right, he'll stay to the right. The next guy should be to my left and should be staying to the left, even if it's a crazy detriment to his race line. Like this guy, look at this. Woo! And I really lost it. Once in a while, this car felt like it had steering assist on, and I don't have steering assist on. So I'm hoping they haven't been monkeying. Sorry, that's an old phrase. Anyway. I'm hoping they haven't been messing with the steering of the cars. They're not fire monkeys, of course. This is Slingshot Studios, just old habit there. I'm hoping they haven't been doing that, because a huge complaint I had about Real Racing Next when I tested it was the handling was just... I just found it quite horrible. Like, you actually could not... It was impossible to do a donut. Not that that really matters, but sometimes you want the car to tuck sideways once in a while. Some of these events we do that, and you just couldn't get it to do what you wanted it to do whenever you wanted to do it. So like the McLaren MP4X, what I love about that car is it will do what you want when you want to do it, whether you like it or not. So it sounds funny. Oversteer, understeer, yes, both. It's up to you. And I think it's one of the most realistic cars in the game. Same with Ferrari 412T2, F14T, McLaren MP44, Lotus Type 125, and I guess the Ferrari 375. Those are all very difficult to handle, but probably the most realistic cars in the game, and very rewarding. Anyhow, we'll see. We'll see how the McLaren Solus handles, because it could just be something they did to this car. But I just found it weird. Once in a while, the car would suddenly step out. And I've only had that happen when I've been using like steering assist low or high. More so high, because steering assist high will try to force you into a specific race line. And if you're not in that race line and you don't have traction control on, it will huck you loose. Now, you don't need traction control. You just need it because it's hucking you loose. So anyway, that's a whole different thing. I've done videos about assists, how to get rid of them and why. All that being said, on Indy Motor Speedway, Daytona Motor Speedway, I do use steering assist high. It helps to take some of the little inconsistencies out of the steering on those super speedways. And that's what I do. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to be starting the third lap here shortly. And it's all about where the cars are. Ooh, that's off track. So if you're encountering another Artura GT4, then this could be brutal for you, because they are very fast. Okay, there's one right now, but his race line's horrible. Now he's in 9th, so he's probably going to brake a little bit here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Well, now we'll get a nice slipstream all the way down here, but look at that. He's fast. For a 9th place car, that's surprising. He's going to really overbrake corner 1, especially because someone's in his way. So this tells me that most likely the series that the car appears in is going to be ridiculously easy because the McLaren's so stinking fast, unless you're facing other McLarens. So, what's one of the rules we can learn from this? If a race is particularly hard for you, quit and retry, and the bots will get in different cars, and it should be easier. For instance, when we get to the very last race here, I failed on my first attempt because I think I just went flying off track somewhere. No, I hit someone on the at the last chicane, and it failed me. I was having a hard time. I was catching the McLaren that was in front of me, but it wasn't easy because he was way out there. And then my second attempt, it was a joke. Like, I mean, a complete joke, because there was no McLaren to pass in the lead. So you'll see that'll make it a lot easier. So if you're having any trouble at all in this series, simply restart the race and it'll probably be easier. So something like this is what I did, and it failed me in that one race. Must be a no damage race. Either that or I also went off track. I don't remember. All I cared about was when I actually passed the stage. Okay, so race description. Yes, don't take on any damage. So that's what happened. I took on damage at the last chicane, boo-hoo, and had to redo the race. So we're not even doing this whole race because of how easy this is going to be for me, because I don't have a McLaren Artura GT4 in the lead. So there he is right there. Could be another one. They're formation driving, so he should be sticking to the right, and the next guy will be sticking to the left. And then after we get out of the outlap, they all drive the way they should drive. So what do we have there? Beamer? Yeah. He's going to go slow. Give him a tap. Why would I do that when it's a no damage stage? That's a little bit silly. I do these things when I'm starting to get a little bit bored or tired. I shouldn't say bored. Tired if I've been pushing through. I didn't do the event all in one day because my earnings maxed out, so I just took a break and finished the rest of it the next day. And yeah, so this is, I'm flying by these guys pretty quick. Nice thing about this car, you do have your option of race lines because of how good the grip is. Oh, there I'm stepping out a little bit. Low speed, it's going to get looser, which it should. So I'd say it's realistic in that respect. And then this corner is full throttle in this car. If you have assists on, brake slow will probably brake there. That's the one funny downside of brake slow, is that it'll brake where it doesn't need to. But most of the time it brakes way too late, so it's very strange. But that's why I don't use them at all, because both of them are no good. So I don't know if I'm going to see any more McLarens. Saying that, is there one in front of me right now? No, that's yellow. That's an Audi. So, and then there's third. Maybe second. This Porsche's not bad. I think the red ones are Porsches. Of course, as we get closer, we'll know for sure. I'm pretty sure that's a Porsche. Yeah, that's a Porsche. So, and then like I said, so that's it. The only McLaren I had was way back there. Now, you might think this is the slowest bot. It's not. It's because I've been cranking the difficulty. So once the difficulty gets cranked, they take the slowest bot and make him the new fastest bot. If you keep on driving fast, that'll repeat. It'll take the second slowest bot and make him the new fastest bot, etc., etc. So we're not going to finish this race. Well, we will, but I just need a lead of 250, and I'm going to have way more than that. I might have gone off track there. I better be careful. So I'll have my lead of 250 in no time. I'll probably start lapping people at a point. We will, at the last corner, we will do a little warp to the end of the third lap, because what's the point? I'm already in the lead, so you don't need to see me run a whole lap if there's no one in front of me and nothing to watch. There we go. On the brakes very early for the chicane. That was okay. It wasn't ideal. And here we're warping. A little, just barely see it. Oh yeah, there's some guys I was going to start lapping. But look, over a 1 kilometer lead. So that's nuts. But there you go. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me today again. Sorry it's late, middle of moving. Life is crazy. It should slow down someday. I don't know when. And I'll see you out there on the track. I will do a little McLaren Solus thing about costs later on. Bye-bye.